Hello guys, welcome to my channel. In this session, we'll see Angular intermediate interview questions. In my previous video, I have provided Angular basic interview questions. If you're not watched it, please, I would suggest you to just go and watch that video. Uh, let's go on to the questions directly. So in my previous Angular interview questions, I provided around like 24 interview questions, and I'm continuing from there. So this is the 25th question. So the question is, what is bootstrapping? So Angular bootstrapping, in simple words, allows professionals to initialize or start the Angular application. Angular supports both manual and automatic bootstrapping. Let's briefly understand the two. Manual bootstrapping. It gives more control to professionals with regards to how and when they need to initialize the Angular app. It is extremely useful in places where professionals wish to perform their other tasks and operations before the Angular compiles the page. Automatic bootstrapping. So automatic bootstrapping can be used to add the ng app directive to the application suite, often on the tag if professionals need Angular to automatically bootstrap the application. So Angular loads the associated module once it finds the ng app directive and further compiles it down. The next question is, what do you mean by dependency injection? Dependency injection in Angular is a software design pattern in which the objects can be passed in form of dependencies instead of hard coding them in the respective components. This concept is extremely handy when it comes to separating the object's logic creation from its consumption. The function config uses DI that needs to be configured so that the module can be loaded to retrieve the application elements. Besides, this feature allows professional to change the dependencies based on necessities. Next question is, so what are all building blocks of Angular? The following building blocks play a crucial role in Angular. The first one is components. A component can control numerous views wherein each of the views is a particular part of the screen. All Angular applications have minimum of one component called the root component, and this component is bootstrapped in the root module, the main module. All the components include the logic of the application that is defined in a class, while the main role of the class is to interact with the view using API of functions and properties. Next one is data binding. So data binding is a process in which the various section of a template interact with the component. The binding markup needs to be added to the HTML templates so that Angular can understand how it can connect with a component and template. The next one is dependency injection. It uses DI so that it can offer the necessary dependencies, mainly services, to the new components. The constructor parameters of a component inform Angular regarding the numerous services needed by the component. And the DI provides a solution that gives the necessary dependencies to the new class instances. Next one is directives. Angular templates are of dynamic nature, and the directives help Angular understand how it can transform the DOM while manifesting the template. And the metadata. Classes have metadata attached to them with the help of decorators so that Angular will have an idea of processing the class. Modules. Module or ng module is a block of code organized using a necessary capability set having one specific workflow. All Angular applications have at least one module, the root module, and most of the application have numerous modules. The next one is routing. So Angular router helps interpret the URL of a browser to get client generated experience and view. This router is bound to have page link so that Angular can go to the application view as soon as the user clicks on it. Services. Services is vast category that ranges from functions and values to features that play a significant role in Angular application. Template. The view of each component is linked with a template, and an Angular template is a type of HTML tag that allows Angular to get an idea of how it needs to render the component. Let's see the next question. Explain the MEVM architecture. The MEVM architecture plays a significant role in eliminating tight coupling between the components. This architecture includes the following three parts. Model. The model represents business logic and the data of a particular application. In other words, it consists of entire entity structure. The model has the business logic, including model classes, remote, and the local data sources, and the repository. View. View is the application visual layer that comprises the UI code. The view sends the action of the user to the view model. However, it does not receive the response directly. The view must subscribe to the observables that are exposed to it by view model to receive a response. View model. View model is application substract layer that connects the view, and the model acts as a bridge between these two. It does not know which view needs to be made use of since it does not have any direct access to the view. The two are connected using data binding, and the view model records all the changes that are made to the view, makes the necessary changes to the model. Next question is describe Angular authentication and authorization. The login details of user are given to an authenticate API available on the server. So once the credentials are validated by the server, it returns a JSON web token that's called as JWT, which includes attributes and the data of the current user. Further, the user is easily identified by using JWT, and this process known as authentication. After logging in, users have various types of levels of access. Someone can access everything, while others may have restriction from some resources. Authorization determines the access level of the user. So usually we do have a auth guard in Angular. So we'll write all the authentication related code over there in Angular application. Let's move on to the next question. So what is a digestive cycle process in Angular? So digestive cycle process in Angular is the process in which the watch list is monitored to track changes in watch variable value. In each digest cycle, there is a comparison between the present and the previous version of the scope model values. The next question is, so what are all distinct type of Angular filters? So filters are part of Angular that helps in formatting the expression value to show it to the user. They can be added to services, directives, templates, or controllers. You also have an option to create a personalized filters as per the requirements. These filters allow you to organize the data easily, such that only the data meets the respective criteria are displayed. Filters are placed after the pipe symbol while used in expressions. So various types of filters in Angular mentioned below. Currency. It converts numbers to the currency format. Filter. It selects a subset containing items from the given array. Date. It converts a date into necessary format. Lowercase. It converts the given string into lowercase. Uppercase. It converts the given string into uppercase. Order by. It arranges an array by the given expression. JSON. It formats an object into JSON string. Number. It converts a number value into string. Limit to. It restricts the limit of a given string or array to a particular number of elements or strings. Let's go to the next question. So how can one create a service in Angular? Service in Angular is an object that can be substituted. It's wired and combined with the help of dependency injection. Services are developed by getting registered in a module that they need to be executed in. Three methods of creating service in Angular as follows. First one is service, second one is factory, third one is provider. Let's move on to the next question. This is something what I explained till now. This Angular intermediate interview questions. Let's move on to the Angular advanced interview questions. So what does subscribing mean in RxJS? So in RxJS, when we using observables, we need to subscribe to an observable to use the data that flows through the observable. This data is generated from a publisher and is consumed by the subscriber. So when we subscribe to an observable, we pass in a function for the data and another function for errors, so that in case there is some error, we can show some messages or process the message in the same way. The next question is, so what is Angular router? So routing in a single page front-end application is the task of responding to the changes in the URL made by adding and removing the content from the application. So this is complicated task, as we first need to intercept a request that changes the browser URL, as we don't wish for the browser to reload. Then we need to determine which content to remove and which content to add. And finally, so we have to change the browser URL as well to show the user current page they are on. As we can see, this can be very difficult to implement, especially in multiple applications. This is why Angular comes with a full routing solution for single page application. In this, we can define routes with the matching components and let Angular handle the routing process. You could see here. So we are importing app routing module in app.module.ts file, and you can see you are registering it in the imports. You can see that app routing app routing module. Let's move on to the next question. So next question is, what is REST? So REST in Angular stands for Representation State Transfer. It is an API that works on the request of HTTP. Here, the requested URL points to the data that has to be processed, after which HTTP function is used to identify the respective operation that has to be performed on the data given. The API that follows this method are referred to as RESTful APIs. What is the scope? A scope is an object in Angular referring to the application model. It is content for executing expressions. These scopes are organized in hierarchical form that is similar to the application DOM structure. A scope helps in propagating various events and watching expressions. Next question is, explain Angular CLI. So Angular CLI is otherwise known as Angular Command Line Interface, and Angular supports CLI tools that give professionals the ability to use them and add components, deploy them instantly, and perform testing and many such as functions. Next question is, what is HTTP client and what are its benefits? So HTTP client is an Angular module used for communicating with the backend service via HTTP protocol, usually in print applications for sending requests. So we use the fetch API. However, the fetch API uses promises. Promises are useful, but they don't offer the rich functionalities that observable offer. This is why we use HTTP client in Angular, as it returns the data as an observable, which we can subscribe to it and unsubscribe to it, and perform several operations on using operations. Observables can be converted into promise, and an observable can be created from promise as well. What is multicasting in Angular? In Angular, when you're using HTTP client module to communicate with the backend service and fetch some data, after fetching the data, we can broadcast it to multiple subscribers all in one execution. This task of responding with the data to multiple subscribers is called as multicasting, and it's specifically useful when we have multiple parts of our application waiting for some data. So to use multicasting, so we need to use an RxJS subject as observable or unicast. They don't allow multiple subscribers. However, subjects do allow multiple subscribers and are multicast. What is a directive in Angular? A directive in Angular used to extend the syntax and capability of a normal HTML view. Angular directives have special meaning and are understood by the Angular compiler. So when Angular begins compiling the TypeScript, CSS, HTML files into single JavaScript file, it scans through the entire code and looks for a directive that has to be registered. In case it finds a match, then the compiler changes the HTML view accordingly. Angular is shipped with many directives. We can build our own directives and let Angular know what they do so that the compiler knows about them and uses them during the compilation step. What is the role of SPA in Angular? SPA stands for single page application. This technology only maintains one page, index.html, when the URL changes constantly. SPA technology is easy to build and extremely fast in comparison to traditional web technologies. The next question is, explain different kinds of Angular directives. There are three kinds of directives in Angular. Let's discuss them. Components. A component is simply directive with a template. It is used to define single piece of the user interface using TypeScript code, CSS style, and the HTML template. So when we define component, we use the component decorated with @symbol and pass in an object with selector attribute. The selector attribute gives the Angular compiler the HTML tag that the component is associated with, so that now when it encounters this tag in HTML, it knows to replace it with the component template. Structural directives are used to change the structural of a view. For an example, if you wish to show or hide some data based on some property, we can do so by using ngIf directive. Or if you wish to add list of data in the markup, we can use ngFor, and so on. These directives are called structural directives because they change the structure of the template. Attribute. Attribute directives change the appearances or behavior of an element, component, and another directive. They are used as attributes of elements. Directives such as ng class, ng style, or attribute directives. The next question is, what are all different types of compilers used in Angular? In Angular, we use two different kinds of compiler, just-in-time compiler, ahead of time compiler. So both these compilers are useful but quite different purposes. The JIT compiler is used to compile TypeScript to JavaScript, as our browser cannot understand TypeScript but only JavaScript. The compilation step is done in a development environment, that is when less time is needed to be spent on compilation, more in development to quickly iterate over features. The JIT compiler is used when we use ngserve or ngbuild command to serve the app locally or create uncompressed build of the entire code base. On the other hand, the AOT compiler is used to create a minified production build of the entire code base, which can be used in production. To use AOT compiler, we have to use ngbuild command with a -prod block. ngbuild-prod. This instruct the Angular CLI to create an optimized production build of the code base. This takes a bit more time because several optimization such as minification can take time, but for production builds, this time can be spared. Let's go to the next question. So what is the purpose of the common module in Angular? So in Angular, common module that is available in the package at the rate Angular/common is a module that encapsulates all the commonly needed features of Angular, such as services, pipes, directives, etc. It contains some submodules as well as HTTP client module, which is available in the Angular/common/HTTP package. Because of the modular nature of the Angular, its functionalities are stored in small self-contained modules, which can be imported and included in our projects if we need these functionalities. Let's go to the next question. So what are all difference between AngularJS and Angular? So AngularJS is a previous version of Angular, which is completely rewrite. There are several differences between these two, and we can highlight all those things. The first one is architecture. And AngularJS supports the MVC architecture, in which the model contains the business logic. The view shows the information fetched from the models, and the control manages the interaction between the view and the model, fetching the data from the model and passing into the view. On the other hand, in Angular, we have a component-based architecture where instead of having a separate pieces of logic, presentation, etc., we now have a single self-contained piece of the user interface that can be used in isolation or included in a big project. Languages. In AngularJS, we could use only JavaScript. However, in Angular, we can use both TypeScript as well as JavaScript. Mobile support. In AngularJS, we don't get mobile browser support out of the box, but in Angular, we do get mobile support for popular mobile browsers. So these are all the differences between the AngularJS and Angular. And then let's see the next question. So what are the differences between Angular expressions and the Java expressions? Angular expressions and JavaScript expressions are quite different from each other, as in Angular, we are allowed to write JavaScript in HTML, which we cannot do it plain in JavaScript. Also, all expressions in Angular are scoped locally, but in JavaScript, these expressions are scoped against a global window object. These differences, however, are recognized when the Angular compiler takes the Angular code we have written and converts into the plain JavaScript, which can then be understood and used by a web browser. Let's move on to the next question. So what is server-side rendering in Angular? So in normal Angular application, the browser executes our application and the JavaScript handles all the user interaction. However, because of this, sometimes if we have a large application with a big bundle size, our pages load speed is slowed down a quite bit, as it needs to download all the files, pass JavaScript, and then execute it. To overcome this slowness, we can use server-side rendering, which allows us to send a fully rendered page from the server that the browser can display, and let the JavaScript code take over the subsequent interactions from the user. So what is Angular Universal? So Angular Universal is a package for enabling server-side rendering in Angular application. We can usually make our application ready for server-side rendering using Angular CLI. To do this, we need to do the following type of command. So let's add ng add ng universal slash express hyphen engine. So what happens? This allows our Angular application to work well with the Express.js web server that compiles HTML pages with Angular universal based on client request. This also creates the server-side app module, app server module.ts in our application directory. The next question is, so what is the difference between interpolated content and the content assigned to the inner HTML property of a DOM element? Angular interpolation happens when in our template we type some JavaScript expression inside a double curly braces, and this is used to add dynamic content to a web page. However, we can do the same by assigning some dynamic content to the inner HTML property of a DOM element. The difference between these two is that in Angular, the compiler always escape the interpolated content, that is HTML is not interpreted, and the browser displays the code as it is with the brackets and symbols. So rather than displaying the output of the interpreted HTML. So however, in inner HTML, if the content is HTML, then it's interpreted as the HTML code. What are HTTP interceptors in Angular? So HTTP interceptors are part of the Angular slash common slash HTTP module, are used to inspect and transform HTTP requests and HTTP responses as well. These interceptors are created to perform checks on request, manipulate the response, and perform cross-cutting concerns such as logging request, authenticating a user using a request, using gzip to compress the response, etc. Hopefully, guys, this Angular interview questions in 2020 have helped you to get a better grasp of Angular as a framework, as well as the various features and capabilities. So these frequently asked questions have been created to give you a better understanding of this kind of question asked in interviews. So they will help you to in understanding Angular interviews and Angular as a framework. So these Angular interview questions with their answers might have weighted or appreciated and for learning more about the framework. So this will surely help you to as your next job interview. And all the best, guys. And thank you so much for watching this video. Um, please watch the first part one video as well. So grab all the interview questions for your next Angular interview, and this I'm damn sure that these questions will be expected for both experienced as well as for freshers. Please like and provide your comments and share it with your friends, and please do let me know any questions, any queries which you have with respect to Angular. And guys, we are always welcome with any kind of questions. Yeah, thanks for watching. So we'll see you soon. All the best for your interviews. Bye bye.